What is going on, my super sexy lemon nation? Been a while since I've recorded on the Blackmagic Cinema camera, and it is nice to be doing it on this camera again. I would say that the camera quality on the actual Mac is great, but not my favorite, but still works conveniently when you're kind of like, hey, I gotta pump out this content, we gotta talk about it. But other than the quality, we have struck some pretty interesting news from the Twitter sources that we are following here on the Lemon Nation channel. Is this in the way? Kind of is. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the alleged Scream 7 news that is just basically released, I think, in the past like 24 or 48 hours or something like that. But the Scream 7 rumor from Tristan on Twitter saying that a new Scream 7 director has allegedly been chosen to replace Christopher Landon after his exit. Spyglass Media Group is allegedly withholding the announcement to avoid controversy. Who do you think it will be, or who do you want it to be? Now, I do have to say this one thing, guys, is that, you know, the expectations are fucking high for this. I hope they choose someone who is going to abide by the rules and the standards of what it is to make a Scream movie. And of course, you know, not taking out of the equation, you know, Halloween, the original Halloween that just had such a unique tone to it. And the shots were all meaningful. That is what I'm looking for in this movie. I'm looking for shots that are meaningful, you know, things that are, you know, necessary, you know, to move the story along, but also, you know, provide us with, you know, excitement and fear for the characters that we have, you know, either known for a long time or haven't. So many rumors have speculated that Patrick Dempsey and Neve Campbell will be reprising their roles within the movie itself. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I mean, we will definitely see, but my hopes are pretty high for that. Now, if you're watching this and you are one of the winners of the Lemons Fly hoodies, those have been officially shipped out, so you should be receiving those pretty soon here. Thank you for your patience with it. Sometimes, you know, these companies that you go through, third parties, will actually take their time with the printing process, which I'm okay with because, you know, it is what it is. But overall, moving on to exactly what it is I think is going to happen for the director's chair, of course, to moving on to who I think the director should be, well, as of right now, we have a list of people, but I have to be honest with you. Eli Roth would be an amazing choice for the director's chair. Problem is, he is working on his Thanksgiving 2 movie for 2025, which means that he wouldn't even be able to step on set of Scream 7 until later in 2025. Which I get it, they gotta make their money back as soon as possible, but at the same time, I feel like the stakes are gonna be a lot higher if you just, you know, take your time with the story, take your time with everything, you know, even if you did decide to hire Eli Roth on it, you know, he, again, would just be able to bring over those elements and, you know, capture the beauty within it. So if they really have chose a director so far, I don't think it's anybody we know. Now, this is something I could be wrong. You guys can fucking throw the backlash at me once it fucking comes. But to end this video off completely, guys, I just want to kind of talk about the director's chair as a whole. Meaning that whoever is going to take up the mantle of this is going to need a lot of structure within, meaning that the writers are going to have to really structure something beautiful, effective, and just emotionally capture that on the paper so that can be referenced back to the screen. And now that the expectations are pretty high, I could definitely see someone new and fresh in the industry who's a fan of horror, loves Scream, loves the characters, loves Wes Craven, loves Kevin Williamson, basically everybody who was behind this before. You know, Christopher Landon obviously had a vision, and that vision wasn't met, and that was because of all this fucking backlash. But if I'm right, come back to the Lemon Nation and tell me and say, Carson, you were right. And if I was right, hit that fucking subscribe button. Show some love. But guys, that is all I have for you today. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Subscribe to the Lemon Nation if you haven't already. And guys, I am super serious on this. You know, it's going to be a very interesting trope on who's going to step into that director's chair and bring in something unique for the story and to conclude, hopefully completely conclude the Sidney Prescott story. But of course, guys, never forget, my fucking sexy ass lemons, that lemons fly.